Hello everyone and welcome to part 7 of my Muse adventure in Dekaron. If you're new to this series, make sure to start at episode 1. I'll have a link to that in the description. Let's get this going. First things first, I managed to get a 7% magic stone drop from Doomed Maze. I decided to give another crack at Sacred Claw. Overall the dungeon went better, but ultimately I was still too weak to complete it. My damage is just too low. My damage was just too low to do it. It was just taking too long, and ultimately, when I got to the first boss that summons the maze, it was just taking me so long to kill the boss, before the next maze cycle would happen. And if the maze cycle keeps happening, it's just not good. So this is something that I would need to revisit later if I ended up with more damage. I finished getting all the supplies that I needed to craft my Squama, so I went ahead and I crafted the full pendant, as well as the Squama accessory itself. Great accessory early game. It's also one of the ingredients for the Perpetus. Gives a bunch of monster damage tolerance, and again, you need it for the Perpetus anyway, so it's worth farming. I now have the Lacrima and the Squama, which is great. So if I want more damage, I can have my Lacrima on, and if I need more defense, I can put the Squama on. With the addition of runes, the Squama can be really good because you get more defense and then the runes make up for the damage. Overall, it's just a good combo. Here I am upgrading one of my Meister skills more. I got another skill book drop from doing some Dragon's Nest, so that'll be a nice boost to my damage. Up next, I went ahead and I opened up my level 190 achievement package. This just gives me some more potions, level boosting items, another holy water, which is great. The holy water just makes life more comfortable. And in addition to that, I get another inventory slot as well. I didn't realize they gave you that in this, but more inventory space is always good, so very appreciative of that. Through AFK farming with battle support, I managed to get enough seeds, materia pieces, anger pieces, whatever, to exchange for seeds, and get myself some soul stones. I really wanted to brand my gear. You get that free level 180 set, and with brands, you can actually add quite a bit of damage to your character. So I decided to invest the seeds that I had into the soul stones so then I could complete some branding. For those of you who don't know, you can exchange seeds for 850 100% soul stones at the Jack NPC in our Deca. This is a great way to get soul stones and brand your gear. So yeah, this was really good. I decided to do a damage test prior to branding to see how much I hit and then how much I would hit after. So I used my step skill there, and I was doing about 100k damage. So after my upgrades, let's see what I'm hitting. So I spent a lot of time branding. Ultimately, what I was looking for is just base magic damage brands. My strategy for this usually, especially with my limited amount of dill, is I'm just looking for magic damage brands. And generally, if I get one, I will keep it, and then I'll cycle to my next item. And then once they all have magic brands, even if they're kind of low damage, I'll go back around and I'll start with the lowest one, try to get a better one on that. And that's kind of the strategy I followed when it came to branding my gear. And I ended up getting, magic damage on pretty much all of them. I didn't end up getting any gold brands, which was disappointing, but, we could work on that in the future potentially. I did also attempt to socket my weapon again. Unfortunately, didn't have much dill, so I just had one shot at it, and I was unsuccessful. So we'll be trying that again later. After branding all my gear, I headed back to Crespo to try out my damage again. So it was 100k before. Let's see what I hit now. If I can just click it and go. Oh, I guess I used this buff before as well, so I wanted to keep it consistent. So let's see what my damage is. We hit 113k. So yeah, I went from 100k damage to 113k damage with my brand increases. So yeah, very nice. I then decided to go for a title. If you complete the Infinite Battle Battlefield dungeon, you get a title that gives you 125 all attack. So I decided to do that. The damage was a little high in the dungeon, but overall, I was using a rune pack, or the rune pack that comes with the level up package, which is like a 3 rune pack or something like that. I really didn't have much trouble completing the dungeon, so got that done and got my title, which was great. I then decided to try the Runes of Baz dungeon, located in Dravis Village. I had remembered in the past that this dungeon potentially dropped crests, so I was like, yeah, I'll give this a try and I'll see if I'm strong enough to do it or not. And the dungeon was feeling pretty good up until I got to the second to last boss. I think his name's like Reinhardt or something like that. And yeah, I just really struggled. I mean, overall, this class to me just keeps feeling weaker and weaker. I also think I probably should have gone with the Lily, just because it seems better for PvE. I've played through a lot of characters before, guys, and like the Muse to me just feels so dang weak, you know. Like even though I'm like kind of limiting myself and not giving myself everything I need, like the damage in general just does not feel very good. But yeah, ultimately I was unable to complete this dungeon. Up next, using more of the seeds that I had farmed, I decided to finish upgrading my Decoline Ring. Not to the full upgrade, because the cacao is kind of a pay-to-win item, but at least to the highest stage that I can upgrade it to. And then that ends up giving me 15% monster damage tolerance, which should hopefully help with my survivability a little bit. So yeah, went ahead and got that knocked out. Up next, I tried a new solo dungeon that I hadn't done before. So I went ahead and I tried Favel Nest. This dungeon gives okay-ish experience, and in addition to that, some of the drops at the end can be useful. Again, there's some crests and stuff like that that can potentially drop. But mostly I just wanted to see if I was capable of it or not. This dungeon went a lot better than Boz. Overall, I didn't really struggle with it at all. I just kind of ran through it, completed everything. The final dragon boss took me a little bit, but overall really wasn't that bad. I've always enjoyed this dungeon. It's kind of a fun one. Even though they reworked it and you can't take the fast path anymore, it's still pretty enjoyable. So yeah, went ahead and completed this dungeon, so I at least got that under my belt. Again, it's decent experience, so probably worth doing in the future. After saving up some dill, I gave socketing my weapon another chance, and this time I was finally able to get it. Again, dill mostly came from farming the acres, so I was able to get 4 sockets in my weapon, which is phenomenal. I went ahead and I just put in another onyx, and then in addition to that, I added the 7% gem that I had. So it's kind of a hodgepodge of stuff in my weapon, but overall, pretty good for it. I did also forget about this little item disassembly, like this socket powder stuff thing that you can do at this NPC as well. If you save up enough socket power, what you can do is you can actually spin on this little socket machine. And there are some useful gems there early game that you can get. I didn't have any luck getting any of the ones that I wanted, but it is just something to consider too when you're playing the game. But yeah, ended up with that 5% and that 7% in my weapon as well. And that definitely is going to add a good chunk of damage to my Muse. Similar story here. I decided to try another one of the solo dungeons, or sorry, it's not a solo dungeon, it's a party dungeon. But I decided to do Runes of Rudine, hoping they'd be a little bit easier than Boz. Again, looking for quests or skill books or whatever. And the dungeon overall felt very good as I was going through, but the final boss was just too much for me. As with most of these dungeons, if I tried really hard, I probably could have beaten the boss, but I'm like, I don't feel the need to struggle that much to complete it, you know? So, again, just need to, even with these basic runes, I didn't have the full rune pack, but with the basic, 3 runes that come with the level up package, Muse just continued to struggle, Again, just kind of disappointing, but, if I get a little bit stronger, I'm sure I'll be able to do this in the future. I managed to drop a Step 2 skill book in Dragon's Nest, so I was like, oh cool, I can upgrade my Step 2 skill, or unlock my Step 2 skill, which is called Mental Split for the Cloche. So I went ahead and I did that, and I unlocked it, which is great. Generally speaking, for characters in general, your Step 2 tends to be one of your harder hitting abilities, at least from my experience with the various classes. So I was pretty excited for this, just because I'm like, I just need more damage. So having another damage boosting ability is something that I was definitely looking forward to. So I ran down to try it out, see what it looks like, see what it does, and it did nothing. And I'm like, it's a PvP ability. It doesn't do damage to anything unless you're in a PvP, and even then it doesn't do damage, it just does debuffs. I'm not gonna lie, guys, this was significantly disappointing to me, just because I already was not really enjoying this class just in general. Like the damage was really low. I wasn't enjoying the Cloche. I should have gone with the Lily. But this was definitely the point for me where I'm like, I don't think I'm interested in continuing with the Muse anymore. So yeah, it's pretty disappointing, but that's just kind of where I'm at. So here we are. I'm level 192 with the Muse. I was playing the Clash, and yeah, guys, I'm done. I have zero interest in continuing to play this character. It's not so much the gearing out and unlocking things that is bothering me. I just really don't like the class. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's primarily because I went with the Clash instead of the Lily. I think that was a huge mistake. I in the future, when there's like a jump event, I will definitely try out the Lily, and I think I will enjoy the character a lot more. And I'll probably do some videos of that. But with the Clash, I just not happy. And I'm not gonna go and make a whole new weapon in order to switch to the Lily. The game doesn't make that very friendly in general, and I'm not gonna go through and level again. But I had a lot of fun playing, but the Muse Clash build is just not for me. Having one Meister skill that doesn't even do damage when the skill set is already pretty bad is just too much. I'm done. The one Lily ability that I use with the Clash is phenomenal. This one right here, Focus. So I can tell when this is actually leveled up past level 10 with the Lily. It's a great ability. Hopefully the other Lily abilities too are just better AoEs. And in addition to that, I'm also hopeful that the Meister skills are a lot better too. I didn't get to the Trans 3 ability on this character. I don't think I'm going to bother to, just because, again, I'm just not interested in a Clash build. But we'll definitely check that out when there's like a jump event in the future or something like that. My build in general, you can see here, I just went 100 heal, but other than that, full spirit. And even then, the damage was not great. I did manage to farm myself Draconic Squama, my Matera Bright tier. I don't know where it is, but I farmed with the Lacrima as well, which is good. I got myself my Moonlit belts to +6, and I got the little 3% attacks in them with just some basic brands. I got okay-ish brands on all my gear. I got a weapon with okay magic brand and some damage stones in it. Getting some type of a crest costume would have been helpful. Farming crests now has become much more challenging, so that's been a problem. But yeah, that's kind of where my build is at. Again, I don't hate the Muse, but it's to a point where it's like I'm not enjoying it. Like I'm not gonna play it. It's just not gonna happen. By the time I'm making this video, the male Alokan has already been released, and I'm having a lot more fun with that character. So you guys can look forward to a future video about that. I'm not going to go through the same way I did this one. I just kind of leveled it up as quick as I can, and I'm just kind of messing around, having fun with it. But yeah, you guys can look forward to that. But yeah, that is it for my Muse adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Sorry I don't want to go farther, but if I'm not enjoying it, like why continue, right? Like I'm just it's just not fun. So not gonna do it. Not enjoying the build. We'll try the Lily in the future. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, you'd like to see something like it in the future, or you have suggestions, go ahead and leave those in the comments. And until next time, take care.